Boot camp.
So going back to what we were talking about here. So COSO framework. So this is 2017 that they decided to um, update it. Now, COSO, so like I was saying, this is the yin and yang. This is the half glass, half open, fill type of thing. The definition is that enterprise risk management is the culture and capabilities and practices integrated into that framework of the organization so that they can manage risk and create, preserve, and realize value. What does that mean? They're actually looking at all of the piranhas in the water. They're in a boat and they're trying to get to their destination. And they're making sure that, wait a minute, my boat is sound. It doesn't have leaks. We're managing the risk. We don't have people all piled up at one end of the boat. We're really creating value so that the people who are on the boat are enjoying the ride and they want to get onto the boat. If you have a boat that's a little bit, have holes in it, looks old, doesn't seem like it's moving fast enough, people are not going to pay to get onto that boat ride. So that is what they're doing. They're analyzing their company to make sure that the culture is there, that there's oversight, there's value, and also the structure allows the company to thrive. Making sense? And that's the first piece, governance and culture. Sounds very similar to tone at the top when we were looking at audit. Mm-hmm. So here we're looking at, are we exercising board oversight? Do we have the core values, or at least instilling the core values throughout the organization? Are we having the organizational structure to allow that we could create, preserve, and realize the value, ching ching, of our organization? That's the first part of enterprise risk management. So you see, the source is COSO, ERM, and internal controls. Mm-hmm. ERM is looking at the risk that will prevent, while internal controls are looking at the controls that will mitigate. The next piece of ERM, which is the strategy and objective setting piece of it, you're going to have to set goals. Just like passing the CPA exam, we got to set goals. And if our objectives and strategies are not realizable, we're going to have to figure out alternative strategies. And that's what companies do. And as a person, a CPA in this role, maybe working in risk management, will then have to figure out alternative strategies, coming up with objectives that will help us reach those strategies, analyzing the business context, and making sure that the appetite of risk is aligned with the limited controls or the risks that they're going to take. Do you have any questions for me so far?
No, this all makes sense.
Okay, good. The next thing is performance. How well are they performing? So you're going to develop a portfolio of services, regardless of what it is. And then you're going to look at these services and analyze. Are we meeting our objectives? Prioritizing some of those risks, saying, you know what, this risk is something that will prevent us from reaching our goals, adding value. So therefore, let's manage that a little bit more. Figuring out the responses. Should we get out of this business, or should we accept, reduce, share, or avoid? That response is so critical. So then I may decide, oh, I'm going to go into the derivatives business. Well, maybe I'm not willing to accept those risks. Or, oh, Bitcoins. I may take all of our 401k money and invest it in Bitcoins. That's a risk. Am I willing to accept that? And those decisions need to be made at the top level of the organization, but as well as the products that you're offering, seeing whether or not they're being offered in a manner in which risks are not eating away from the opportunity for you to add value and gain value in the marketplace. Now, the next one is review. So they have a mnemonic called GoPro. Okay, and this is what we're going through. I don't necessarily like mnemonics per se. They're great learning tools, but you need to kind of not only memorize, but understand. Mm-hmm. So that kind of helps with that first layer of just, okay, I get it. But then now I'm going into a deeper analysis for you to understand it. So this is why I'm giving you these type of stories. So as you review your portfolio, you're going to say, perhaps I should tweak this product. Just like with the summit, I had a product, I had the time frame, and I said, by feedback, I decided perhaps let me mitigate the risk of people not attending and change it and tweak it and adjust it to see if that will work better. The same type of thing that organizations do. So they look at improving the mechanism to identify risk and review the risk and the performance processes that exist in the company. Information, communication, and reporting. Leveraging information technology, communication, risk information, reporting on risk, culture, and performance. You see, you could tell when I'm in New York City, you hear background music, you know, the joys of being in New York. So information, communication, and reporting. This is leveraging technology. This is why it's so important for us to invest in technology, and risk management goes hand in hand. Risk management and IT, hand in hand. Business and IT, hand in hand. Communicating the risk information and reporting from these systems. So that really summarizes ERM. Enterprise risk management is the culture, capabilities, and practices integrated with the strategy setting and performance that the organization relies on to manage risk in creating, preserving, and realizing value. Those are the 5 components. Any questions before we go into internal controls? Which this is where I stopped talking because we went through this in audit. So this will be a kind of a great review for you.
Yeah.